This episode of What's the Recipe podcast is sponsored by Corpse Reviver. Corpse Reviver is your daily dose of electrolyte revival packed in a can. This hydration libation is Hooch Booch's sister brand of non-alcoholic beverages, and it comes in 3 flavors: prickly pear, botanical, and guava rose. This is my favorite beverage to drink when I am cooking dinner for the boys or during my lunch. Like, I love to just sip on a beverage that is fun and makes me feel good. And so it is vegan, made with real ingredients, gluten-free, has 0 grams of added sugar, and only 10 calories. You can shop Corpse Reviver at drinkcorpsereviver.com and use code RECIPE for 20% off. They come in a 6-pack or a 12-pack. They're honestly so good. She has new branding. It's just amazing. And again, you can use code RECIPE at drinkcorpsereviver, which is drink, CORPSEREVIVER.com, and get 20% off of your first order. Cheers.
Sipping on a beverage.
We love Corpse Reviver.
We do. Shout out Hooch Booch. Shout out Corpse Reviver. Shout out Anna. Queen
shit. Hi guys. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you get laid today day. Happy baby conceiving day.
Do you think it's the most
I think it is,
conceived night ever?
Yeah, I feel like there are more. What's 9 months away from February?
November.
Yeah. November babies.
I feel like I don't know anybody with a November birthday.
Making a lot of November babies today. Valentine's Day.
Well, also I think it's important to note that Valentine's Day isn't just about celebrating romantic love. It is also about celebrating love in your friendships and your family and your kids and just everyone who you do have in your life.
Suit yourself. I see Valentine's Day as spicy day.
Yeah.
Spice it up day.
Spice it up.
Shout out to our new Spice It Up stickers. What's the recipe stickers? Yeah,
I know what you mean, but I also feel like when I was single and growing up too, being single in high school, everyone had boyfriends and I didn't. So people would put balloons or stuffed animals in your lockers, or there'd be those girls in high school walking around with those huge teddy bears. Do you remember those?
Of course. I have a good story about that, actually.
And I just remember telling myself, Amanda, it's not about romantic love all the time. You can also love yourself. You can love your friends, and it's okay.
You also had parents that celebrated every holiday ever, yeah. So I'm sure you woke up to...
So that's the thing. Valentine's Day for me was never something that I thought about romantically, because my dad always got me flowers and my sister flowers, and then my mom always made these Valentine's Day baskets for us. So it was just love in general.
Nice.
Making somebody feel loved versus
sure.
Romantic love.
I think from my parents I got a Happy Valentine's Day. I said thanks, guys.
Okay,
yeah, those big teddy bear.
Yeah,
those big teddy bear things, man. I got one for one of my ex-girlfriends for Valentine's Day once.
The big ass ones?
Yeah, it was kind of a story. So it's obviously Valentine's Day. I'm a romantic dude, so I always want to go big or go home. So I got a big ass teddy bear and all these chocolates and gifts and all that kind of jazz. And I'm I'm not going to bring this to school. It was early, it was freshman year or sophomore year of high school. I'm not going to bring this to school because I don't want her to have to lug it around everywhere, right? Because there's a lot of shit. But that was actually not a good decision on my part.
Oh, she was pissed?
Because I go to school and she's obviously blatantly pissed that, because she thinks that I didn't get her anything. Mm-hmm. But little did she know, I put this extravagant setup in my bedroom because I knew we were going back to my house after school. So I did this whole setup in my bedroom, put the teddy bear up and all the jazz, and get to school, and she's pissed off at me all day because she thinks I didn't get her anything.
You didn't tell her, wait, I have something for you?
Well, I was well, I don't want to spoil the surprise at the same time.
So you were just yeah, sorry.
I didn't say, yeah, sorry. I was babe, just, I got you. Just, be patient with me. Because I think she wanted, obviously, to walk around school and be look what my man's got me. Yeah. I got my teddy bear. You know what I'm saying? But it was really it was the size of her. It was a big ass teddy bear. She's still all mad all day. And then I think we probably got into an argument about it or whatever. And then we get home to my house, and then she sees like the extravagant thing in my bedroom, and she felt terrible.
Did she immediately pull up her phone and like take a picture and put it on Facebook?
Probably something like that. But yeah, that's a good Valentine's Day story.
Why have I never gotten a big teddy bear from you? Are you traumatized?
Have I not given you a big teddy bear?
No.
At this point, I'd rather get you like expensive jewelry and stuff, you know?
I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do with the teddy bear? It's like another piece of furniture in our house that we actually don't
The boys
need.
would probably love it.
Yeah, they probably would.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, anyway, I think that's why we wanted to come on here and do a Valentine's Day episode. And this episode is going to be a spicy one. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about dating. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about romance. But I just want to put it out there. I want to put it out there for those who don't have a significant other, don't have a partner today. This is not about romantic love. Yes, it is, but it's also not. You know what I mean? There's so much more love in the world to celebrate, especially love from family members and your kids and your friends, but also the love that you give for yourself. I think that's really important. Self-love this is a huge day for self-love. And so if you're feeling the overwhelm of everybody having a partner and you're feeling like you don't have that, get the fuck off social media. Don't even look at anything.
Amen.
And do something that you love tonight. So like go journal or go do a yoga class or buy yourself chocolates and a candle and watch a rom-com. Like do whatever.
Pull that vibrator out, girl.
Pull the vibrator out. Do whatever you need to do to feel loved today and give yourself that. And I guarantee you're going to be like, ugh, I don't need no mans.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to feel pretty lonely on Valentine's Day.
Wait, can we also just go back to the archives too? When Lucas and I were broken up?
Yeah, that was like the day I was like, oh, shit, I think I want Amanda back in my life.
I wrote a poem too, like a sly poem about how, what was that
You
poem?
should have brought the poem and read it for us.
I can find it. I can totally find it.
Yeah, I think it was college. It was like, that was like early junior year of college. Yeah, it was like...
It's February.
Second semester of junior year of college. It was Valentine's Day. And obviously... I was feeling hella like, damn, like I miss my shorty. And that was the day that I texted Amanda back and was like, hey.
Was that the day that you sent me flowers too, or was that my birthday? That was my birthday.
That was your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, January. Yeah, January of that same kind of like first half of the year. Because I knew like that semester I was like, man, I'm really missing Amanda. I think I want to try to make this definitely work again. So I was like, I'm going to send her flowers on her birthday. And then 2 weeks after your birthday, it's Valentine's Day. And then on Valentine's Day, I was like, damn, I'm going to pull the trigger and just text her and tell her how much I miss her and love her. I think I did.
But
I wish I had that text.
But didn't you also put on your Instagram story?
Oh yeah.
That was so cringe.
Yeah, that was my day. Oh my gosh, that was so cringe. Those were sort of my days of trying to be super active on social media, just to like be active,
just to piss me off.
Not necessarily to piss you off, probably probably 50-50, more for me, but the other 50 just to like show you that like I'm thriving, bitch. Look at me, I'm thriving, you know. But I was torn up inside.
So yeah, Lucas posted on his Instagram story a picture of him, and then he like drew stick figure women around him, being like, me and all my girls today.
Yeah, I gotta find that, man.
Yeah, we had to put it up.
Damn, we gotta put that up on the YouTube.
Okay, I found the
By
poem.
the way, if you guys don't watch our episodes on YouTube, you should. I think they're fun. It's fun to see our face.
Yeah, we're on YouTube on What's Recipe Pod. You can just find us if you search that. Anyway, I found the poem. It says...
You found the poem?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Let's hear it.
I can't help but think of you on this day. All of the babies and 3 little letter words I strung together in a letter. The black lace I draped my body with, tight but comfortable. The roses you left in my room, the ones without thorns, the pasta we made for dinner when my parents weren't home, the naked photos I mailed you, and the gift you didn't give me, your kisses down my neck, down my breasts, down my torso, down my... Do you think of me on this day? Does it ever make you wish that I stayed?
Damn.
That was 20-year-old me trying to like piss you off.
That was a very powerful poem though.
Was it?
Yeah, you're damn good at writing, dude.
I need to write more.
Let me give you one of these.
Snaps.
That's like a song. Damn, that was good. But that was freshman year of college.
No, it wasn't freshman year. It was junior
No,
year.
I know, but you were saying the gift that like you never sent me. You know what I mean?
Did I say that? I said the gift. Oh, the naked photos I mailed you and the gift you didn't give me.
Right, because freshman year of college, towards the end of like our like initial relationship, when things just like were kind of crumbling and falling apart, that Valentine's Day you sent me like a whole catalog of like Valentine's Day like naked pictures in the mail.
And your favorite candy.
And my favorite candy. Did I send you anything?
No, nothing. Not a thing. Not a damn thing.
Yeah, and I think I remember us having a conversation over the phone and me just like crying or like.
Well, because here's the thing. I am not somebody that needs to feel loved by getting a gift. That's just never been me.
Yeah, well, you're still like.
But it was Valentine's Day, and we were kind of still a little like, you weren't doing a good job at prioritizing me because we were long distance.
All. It was terrible.
So it was Valentine's Day, and I did this whole thing, and I was kind of just like, bro.
Yeah, I think every girl should definitely, if there's one day if there's like, anything out of the year to make them feel loved and special and sexy, it's Valentine's Day and their birthday. Like those are the two things that I think a partner needs to like step up and just make sure that,
even if it's a card and like their favorite and like roses or something, it could be so simple.
Yeah, I definitely, that was a part. Yeah. Drop the ball there for sure.
Yeah. And then the one where I said the pasta we made for dinner, that was in high school. Do you remember? That was like our first kind of sleepover when my parents were out of town at my house. And we made, actually, it wasn't our first sleepover, but it was Valentine's Day. We made pasta. We went to, do you remember that you slept over my house? You might not remember. My parents weren't there.
Was that when your mom like totally caught on to that I slept over because the way like your bed was made or something?
Maybe.
Like that?
I think that was actually like later on though.
We used to have sneaky sleepovers all the time.
Yeah. And then the roses you left in my room, the ones without thorns, meaning like,
I was always good at that though. I was, Valentine.
Can I tell you why I wrote that?
The ones without thorns?
Yeah,
like,
little play on words.
Yeah.
Like now if you were to give me roses, it would have thorns in it because you like kind of hurt me. But that back then you didn't hurt me,
Yeah. Damn.
Just a little poetry education for you.
Yeah, those who are listening and don't know, Amanda's one of the most talented writers on the face of the earth.
Oh,
truly,
thanks, babe.
truly. And you've got some poetry in your archives that will just make a human being fall to their knees.
I need to start writing more.
You really do.
Yeah.
Your writing is just incredible.
Thank you, babe. Okay,
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get into the whole conversation of Valentine's Day. We're going to get into a Dish It Out, which is where you guys ask us questions. You guys dish it out, and we serve it up hot and spicy.
Dish it out, serve it up.
And so we're going to get into that. The first question that somebody asked was, should men make an effort on Valentine's Day even if they don't care about it? Which is just exactly what you were saying.
What I literally just said. If there's one day out of the year to put in the effort, my guy, do it on Valentine's Day. Only because that's the day that your lady or your woman or your boyfriend, whatever, is comparing. Like it's like competition. Like unspoken in my opinion, because everyone in a relationship, this is the day that everyone who's in a relationship is going to be like, look what so-and-so did for me. Or like, that's the day that you just feel you get like, it's about your relationship. So if there's one day to not drop the ball, it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And if you don't care about it, I think you got some trauma you got to maybe, unpack.
I feel like there are some people, because I'm not like a holiday girl, and I want to be. Like I grew up, my parents did such a good job, my mom did such a good job on every holiday.
Yeah.
Doing like the most.
We're not holiday people.
We're not those people just because we're so busy right now, but it's always something that we talk about that we want to get better at. And so I can see how somebody might not put an effort because they're just busy or they don't think about it, or it's just they're not a holiday person in that way. But at the same time, I think what's important here is it doesn't matter if you're the man or the woman in the relationship. If you're expecting something on Valentine's Day, you need to say that.
It's a good point too. If your partner doesn't necessarily isn't really a holiday person, and you don't want to set yourself up for disappointment, so kind of help yourself out a little bit and be like, hey, Valentine's Day is at the end of the month, or it's in a couple weeks. I would like you to I don't know, acknowledge that day.
Yeah.
Just kind of give them a little layup or something
hey,
like that.
are we doing gifts for Valentine's Day this year?
Yeah, have that conversation for sure.
Because I think that you run into an issue where, because here's the thing. First, you got to ask yourself, like, do I actually care? There are some people who just don't care. So if you don't care, like, don't then get pissed at your partner for not getting you something when you actually really don't give a fuck. So ask yourself if you care, if you want something. If you do, you need to voice that need and voice that want and have that conversation.
Yeah. You can't expect your partner to totally know how much you really do care about receiving gifts or, love on Valentine's Day. They need to know that about you.
Wait, at the end of all of these questions, I think we should maybe like give last minute date night ideas of like things that we think would be a good way to celebrate the day, because I just feel like some people listening to this might like not have an idea of what they're going to do tonight, but want to do a little something. So we'll get there.
Okay.
Okay. Next question is thoughts on lingerie.
3 thoughts on lingerie. Yes, and yes. Throw that lingerie on, shorty. You'll move mountains doing that. You will absolutely move mountains. It is every man's dream, fantasy, want in this world for their woman to put on some lingerie for them. 100%, 110%. Yes, put the lingerie on. Or make it fun. Go buy like a gift card to Victoria's Secret,
not Victoria's Secret,
or not or like just go like, if you're gonna buy yourself lingerie, put together like $100, $150. Go give it to your man and be like, hey baby, go get me some lingerie that you like, and I'll put it on for you.
That's good.
But yeah, lingerie, yes, in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It is the sexiest thing ever.
Well, you want to talk about last night?
Yeah, you can find on our OnlyFans. Amanda threw on some lingerie for me last night, and it was fantastic. It was wonderful.
We actually don't have an OnlyFans. That was a joke.
But we're going to start a poll and see if we should start one.
No, we're not doing that.
But yeah, no, you made me feel like super special last night, getting out of the shower and seeing you in our bedroom and with lingerie on. It makes me think that like you really, like, damn, I'm getting a little excited. I need to switch my angle of how I'm sitting on this chair. Yeah, it was wonderful. It was fantastic.
I think the thing that women need to understand too is it doesn't have to be that complicated. Like last night, Lucas was in the shower and I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I have that lingerie in my drawer and I'm just going to put it on. Cause like this was our Valentine's Day date night. We were going to, we went out to dinner. This was the night that we were actually celebrating us too. And so I literally just put it on and he got out of the shower super fast. I was like, oh shit, like I got to just put it on.
I don't take long showers.
No, but I think people are kind of overwhelmed by it. Like, okay, I have the lingerie on, but like, what do I do now?
Yeah, no, it does not have to be that serious.
It doesn't have to be. I literally just walked out of the room and was like, hey, or what did I say? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Maybe like, what do you think about this?
I think the casual part, I think that just the casualness of it is awesome.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do some extravagant like rose petals on the ground to, the trail of rose petals to the bed. They're and candles. Creatures. Like it really is we are so simple. Us men are the simplest creatures, You give us what we want, aka what's between them legs, girl, and you've got us wrapped around your finger.
Okay, is there any type of lingerie that you like best, or like
all of it? It's all there. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong in any avenue of lingerie. It's all great. It's all fantastic.
Okay, noted. And I love lingerie. I think it makes me feel sexy too.
Well, it makes you look sexy.
Were you just caught in a fantasy?
I was. I was caught in a place there.
Okay. Next question is thoughts on role playing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Spice things up. You know what I'm saying? Like we've never role played.
We haven't.
But I am so down for that. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a mailman. I'll be a mailman any day of the week. You know what I mean? I'll be a mailman. Walking up, dropping the mail off, and you just happen to be, coming out of the shower. Oh, I'm sorry. And you're like, wait, mailman.
See,
actually come inside. both ways. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Would you be a little maid? You know what I'm saying?
See, here's the thing.
I think that's so fun. I think
it is fun, and I don't have any, I'm not opposed to it at all. I'm so open to it. I'm just somebody that I don't need, like, I think I was telling you this, like, I never, and this is maybe because I'm a serial monogamous and just like very, I don't know, loyal. I don't think about other men in a sexual way. I don't look at porn. I don't look at, like, I'm just not, you do it for me. And so I don't want you to pretend to be anything but yourself. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
Like, I don't need, because it doesn't make me feel like spicier. It just makes me feel like, what are we
But
doing?
you don't know that.
You're just,
You don't know that.
I mean, you're right. I don't know it, but I don't need all the theatrics in the bedroom.
That's great. Look, everyone's different, you know, different strokes for different folks. I think there's always room for exploring in the bedroom, and, you know, if role playing is that exploration for you, then I am all for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But do you know what I think is more my speed than that? Rather than like role playing and dressing up as something else, I think what I would be more into is Sexy Stranger. Have you heard of that?
No.
Where it's like you put on like a wig and you like, it's kind of role playing in a way. Where
you want me to be like a furry? You want me to put on like a
no.
a Pikachu outfit or something like that? You want me to
What
be?
is your obsession with Pikachu? You said this in the last episode.
I did not say Pikachu in the last episode. No, I did not.
I'm gonna run the clip back. Yes, you did.
Did I really?
You literally said.
That's so funny. You want me to put on a Sully outfit on from Monsters Inc. and just blow your back out?
We need to unpack this Pikachu.
There's no way I said Pikachu in the last
you
episode.
did.
I am not buying that.
No. Okay, Sexy Stranger is basically where like you get dressed up as like just like really sexy, and they'd be like, I'll put a wig on. You're still like a person. You're not like a maid or a whatever role.
Well, is a maid not a person? Is a mailman not a person? Police officer?
The role-playing maid that you would want me to put on is like a little maid's costume.
100%.
Yeah, not like an actual maid who just wears regular clothes, babe.
You don't want me to be like a police officer and put you in some cuffs?
No, because here's the other thing.
Read you your Miranda rights.
So let me tell you what this is. Sexy Stranger is like we kind of get dressed up in maybe like not like a disguise, but just like a little like different. And then we meet at a bar and it's like, oh, who are you? You know what I mean? Like
I'm thinking about the people watching us being like, what are these fucking weirdos with wigs on?
They wouldn't know that we have a wig on, and you would look like,
you know, when you're wearing a wig, especially a dude.
No.
What am I going to go to?
So.
Am I going to Party City to get a freaking wig?
Okay, but do you know what I mean? It's like we meet out in a bar in the wild and we're like hitting on each other. We're flirting.
In my opinion, that is a different version of role playing.
Okay, well then that's my version
that
of that.
That could 100% be under the umbrella of role playing.
I guess
I think there's 100 different ways to role play.
Okay, well I guess what I don't love is like the actual role playing in like the sexual act. I'm down for the role playing in the foreplay, like out whatever. But when it comes to the actual sexual act, I don't need you to be like, you deserve the right to remain silent. I don't need that shit.
I think it's the lead up. I think once you're actually having sex, like you can break character and just have sex. I think it's like it's the build up to sex.
Okay.
You know?
We should explore it and we'll report back to you guys.
On our OnlyFans.
Oh my God. Okay. Number 4, how to initiate sex as a woman.
I think that one's pretty easy too, man. Like, you know where the goods are, just go get them. You know where the jewels are, just take them.
I feel like I'm a little biased, and I don't know if I'm the right person to ask on this because I'm married to such a sexual man that like all I have to do is just say, hey. And he's like, okay.
All you have to say is good morning.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm like, all right, good morning.
Literally. So I think for me, it doesn't take much for him to be down. But I think for a woman, maybe, I don't know. I think it's just helpful to communicate and
have the conversation. Yeah, have the conversation with your partner and be like, hey, you know, if I wanted to initiate sex, how would you want me to do it? And just kind of see. That's a fun conversation. See where that leads. I guarantee you at the end of that conversation, you'll be having sex.
The other thing, though, is I think that sometimes women feel like, again, they have to overcomplicate this. But one thing that I think that people forget is like, it is so sexy to just be direct. Like sometimes I'll literally go up to Lucas and be like, you want to fuck? Or like, you want to have sex? Like you have to be so direct and confident in your ask. And I think that's the best way to do it. Is just be direct, be honest, be upfront.
100%. Couldn't agree more. What was the question again?
How to initiate sex as a woman.
Yeah, how to initiate sex as a woman. Literally look at the man in the eyes and say like, I don't know. It's I'm thinking of the man, Dane Cook has this like super old stand-up special that's hilarious. And I'm thinking of, he has this joke where, strip clubs in Las Vegas are crazy and you go into like this little room, there's like this little peephole with a stripper and she just like she's like not wearing any underwear and she puts her leg up like on the window and she's like, for $1 you can lick this. And he's like, his joke is like, I'm okay, I'd rather lick $1.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, just a man loves the directness.
Yeah.
Put a little pressure on him too.
That was a roundabout way of agreeing, but okay.
Should we edit that part out?
No, it's fine. I kind of loved it.
People who know that stand up, shout out to the people who actually know what I'm talking about. Fantastic. OG Dane Cook, one of the greatest comedians to ever do it.
Okay. I want to ask you, we'll flip this because I took that question as like in a relationship, how are you going to initiate sex? But let's flip this. Like if you're at a bar, if you're single as a woman, how do you initiate like wanting to have sex?
Even easier, in my opinion, if you're out in the wild, like, cause men, when a guy's out at a bar, all he's looking for is to get laid, quite frankly. Like, that's what he's out there for. You give him a little look, you go maybe buy him a drink. Like, for a man, the sexiest thing in the entire planet is a woman just grabbing him by the reins and being like, you are mine.
That reminds me of when I was single one time. There was this guy who like was being so wishy-washy. Like it was like late night booty call kind of situation. And we were like texting and he was like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And I literally just texted him. I was like, do you want to fuck or not? And that got him. He was like, yes. Okay, come over. Like literally you have to just fucking say it.
You know how that story makes me feel, Amanda. Jesus.
Okay, but still, it's true. We were not together. Like, you have to just be direct. Like, you have to tell them what you want. First of all, I would say, like, I think I was just really horny that night. If a guy's fucking around with you like that, say bye. Like, don't even fuck with that. But like, if you really want to get laid, like, you have to just be direct in your ask.
Yeah, you have to. And that's 50-50 for the guy. Like, she may spike that drink and you could be floating in the lake the next day. But that's okay. What? Take the risk. Take the chance. There was that situation in Austin, Texas.
Austin, yeah, you're right. We were there and we were...
Where all these dudes were showing up freaking floating in the lake.
Yeah.
And it was a chick that was like...
On her fuck the patriarchy
on her murder shit. So watch out for those ones. You can normally see it in the eye. If there's a little twitch there, every other word, run the fuck away. Have you ever been in a situation where like somebody was kind of coming on to you and it was like a sketch person? No. Has a friend? No. Mm-mm. What are you thinking of? I haven't. No, I'm going through my memories here. Yeah. Going through my flip book of past instances at a bar. I don't think, no. I haven't gotten those vibes, luckily. I haven't either. But yeah, if you're a chick and you're like, you see a man that you want, that you like, first make sure that he's single. Don't be breaking any, also, don't be breaking the house up. But, also, I think, if I were single, I would never let a man buy me a drink. Never. Unless it was like, I've gone on a couple dates with this guy already. Like, no, I would never let a man buy me a drink. That's fair. Because you never know what the fuck they're going to do to it. That's fair. Unless they're literally like, take my card and you're the one who can go up there and get the drink, Right. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I think also that's some good advice for a dude, too. Like, if you're like, I don't want her to think that I'm spiking the drink. Like, yeah, just give her your card and hopefully she doesn't write down the fucking CVC and the expiration. And
Okay, next question. This was kind of a weird one. Is it okay if your boyfriend asks you for a blowjob, or would it bother you?
you tell me. How do you feel when I ask you to give me a blowjob?
No, it would not bother me if you asked me. It's totally okay to ask. If there's one thing that I'm a big believer in is like, it doesn't matter if I want to or not. You still need to ask if you have a need, you know?
Yeah, I guess the worst you could say is no.
Right. You have to just there's no harm in asking, you know? Now, here's the other thing though. Time and a place, right? Like timing is really important. Don't ask me to give you a blowjob when I'm like visibly stressed or like visibly, you know, in a tiff or tiffy or whatever. No, like there has to be the right place, right time situation. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for what you need. And vice versa. Like I've asked you to do things for me, you know?
Isn't that what a relationship is about, in my opinion?
I
like
agree.
you've decided to be with one person. You decided to, you know, only do sexual activities with one human being. God forbid homie asks for a blowjob.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
And I feel like honestly, I don't know if I'm not I kind of do agree with like, if you're going to say no to your partner's sexual needs over and over and over and over, they are going to find it elsewhere. I am a big believer in that.
I don't disagree with you.
Like and I'm not saying like you reject them once and then they go fuck somebody else. I'm saying like if you're consistently over time not giving them what they need sexually, your partner is going to be like, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm an advocate for ending a relationship if your love language is not being filled. If those love language cups aren't being filled, and if you've got a partner who is a big physical touch person and you are not giving them the physical touch and the sexual activity that they need, they are not going to be happy ever. They're going to be miserable and they're going to find it elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, question number 6. Similar sex drives. If not, do you ever reject them? So if you don't have a similar sex drive, do you ever reject your partner?
Yeah, I mean, I get rejected from you all the time.
Yeah, and you also reject me. Let's just be clear.
Maybe twice a year. If I'm like, if I'm so shit faced, I can't even walk. Yeah. I'm like, you're like, and I'm like, Amanda, you're like, what? What do you mean? Do you not love me?
That's also a time.
I'm like, babe, I can't even think straight. Yeah, I mean, look, you don't have to say yes every fucking time that your partner initiates something. I think, you know, you also have to like respect how you feel in the moment. I mean, I think if you have sex when you don't want to time after time, like you're going to resent that shit and the energy's off and it's weird. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very okay to sort of say no. But also in the same breath, if you do that time and time and time and time and time again, and you're just have a very naturally low libido, and your partner is someone who is really sexual and has a high sex drive, that's going to cause some arguments. They're not going to be very happy, and you know, sometimes the cookie crumbles in a way that like they fill up their cup elsewhere.
No, I think that needs to be a conversation if that's a thing.
It definitely should be a conversation.
And then from there, if you guys really love each other and you guys do have vastly different sex lives, like you guys need to, or sex drives, you guys need to come to a compromise.
Yeah.
That's where it has to come in. But I honestly think having similar sex drives is more rare than not having the same sex drive.
Right. I think it's almost like a yin and yang thing that normally works out, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I don't think most people are like uber sexual and then like super non-sexual. Like I don't think that's the case in most relationships. I think it is just more like we kind of have a similar sex drive, but one is a little bit more, one is a little bit less.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, don't have sex if you're really not feeling it. For sure.
And I think it's okay because I don't look at it as rejection. I just look at it like, this is not the time and I'm not feeling it right now. It's not that I'm rejecting you as a person and your attractiveness. I'm rejecting like the act right now.
Yeah, and it definitely sucks getting rejected because I have definitely felt that. But I think you get over it. You know, if you got to go to the bathroom and shut the door and, you know, do other things. And
yeah, I think people forget that you can also take care of yourself, you know?
Yeah, but you don't want to find yourself in the position of doing it all the time.
No, of course not.
Because then you're like, okay, this is not cool.
Of course not. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's more just like, I think it's okay to say no. And if that's really bothering the other person, go take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, how many times a week do you have sex?
Like for us?
Yeah. Actually, the next couple questions are more like us specific.
Okay, cool. I don't know. What do you think our average is? I think it depends on where you are in your cycle.
I was going to say it's really different. I don't think there is an average because it's 1 week we could have it 3 to 4 times.
Yeah, and we're not those people that have like the day of the week, like it's Thursday.
Yeah, no.
You know what that means. So it's pretty sporadic for us. I mean, we'll even sometimes we'll go a week or 2 without having sex.
No, never.
And you know that because that's when I'm like a raging. That's when I'm just super mad all the time.
We never go 2 weeks.
No, we don't go that long.
It's always usually.
I'd say we're on a solid average of maybe like two times a week.
Yeah,
probably.
I would say that too.
But then there are other weeks where we just like can't get enough of each other and we fuck like every day.
Yeah. It just really depends. I think you hit the nail on the head. As a woman, if you're the woman in the relationship or you're somebody who has a menstrual cycle, like that's going to really affect your sex drive.
Yeah.
And for me, when I like day 3 to day 14, like I am rocking. I'm ready to go. Like I want it.
But at the end of the day, it really comes down to you. I mean, it's all you. It's how you feel. Because I can have sex.
That's not true.
Yeah, but it really does. Most of the time, it's really up to you, and if you're open to it.
Yeah, but I think again because we are people who have our careers and then our kids and then we got a busy schedule. Like it does happen sometimes where we'll have sex on a Friday and then we don't have sex again until the next Friday. You know what I mean? Because we're so busy. And now that Lucas started culinary school, Monday and Tuesday is like I don't even see him. So
right.
I think it just really depends. And I think that there's nothing wrong with going through seasons of like sometimes you have more, sometimes you have it less.
Yeah, and I think we also have come to a place where if either of us think it's been too long, like we'll talk about it. Yeah. We'll say, hey, like what's up?
Yeah, I don't think the average is as important than the conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Who's more dominant during sex?
I think that's a given.
I just wanted to see what you would say.
Amanda just likes getting. Yeah, I'm definitely more of the dominant when it comes to having sex.
But there.
It must be fantastic for you though.
Yeah, it's great. Because here's the other thing too. I feel like I don't want to say I'm a control freak, but like I like to be in control, and I am like, Mom, I'm enforcing the rules. I am the one that gets in control, making the decisions, doing the things. Like I'm a very
so when it comes to us having sex, you're just like, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I just want to like relax.
Take me over,
I
take
just
control.
Relax.
Yeah, and I like that. That's how I like to have sex too.
Yeah,
I like to definitely be the more dominant figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, I guess we'd have a problem.
Yeah, right. Okay. It says, somebody asked, what's his favorite body part of yours?
What's my favorite body part of yours?
Yeah. Did my toes turn you on?
Your kneecaps. I love your kneecaps. Probably that booty, girl.
Well, it's like a given, I feel like.
No, yeah, my favorite body part is either your like lips.
My lips?
Yeah, like your lips, your mouth.
Oh my
God. Or what's in between them legs, girl. I like that a lot too.
Okay.
I like your whole body. I'll put it all in my mouth.
Yeah, but I think you've also been notoriously like a butt guy.
Yeah, I've always been an ass guy for sure.
Yeah.
Always.
Okay, great. Last question. How to know if they're actually into me on Valentine's Day. So I think this kind of goes back to our first question of like, do you put effort into Valentine's Day if you don't care about it? So for somebody wondering like, how do I know if they're actually into me on Valentine's Day?
Yeah. I think there are a couple different people out there, but if you're like a romantic, you'll know. If that person is like a romantic person and like actually cares, like they'll take care of you for Valentine's Day. They'll do definitely something to make you know that, you're special to them on that day. I don't know, this is interesting.
You always have an opinion on this, on the how do I know if they're into me kind of question. And I love it because I don't think you have to guess if somebody's into you.
Yeah, it's very apparent, man. Like I hate to burst your bubble, but
if you are guessing.
if you're guessing, like, nope, not into you.
Yeah.
But if you're like, you know, it's just it's really easy. And I think for us men, like, if we're super into a chick, like, they're going to know, man. Like, we're going to put in the effort. We're going to make the effort. We're going to make them feel special. And if it's the opposite way and you're really like, oh, man, is this guy into me? Like, maybe not.
What if a guy is giving you like mixed signals, and it's not just like a booty call situation where they're only are reaching out to you when they want to have sex? Like, maybe they are kind of putting in effort, but then they're like ghosting you, and then they're coming back, and then they're like still not ready. Maybe
that sounds like a guy that's been in like a very long-term relationship, like before this. That
are you
they're
speaking
like
from experience?
Probably, yeah. But that they're like on the fence, like, you know, I just got out of this long relationship, but like, damn, of course I meet this girl, you know, where they have moments and waves of putting in effort and then being like, what am I doing? You know, I broke up with this girl, or we broke up, you know, and I was excited about being single and being independent, but then I meet you and it's like, but it's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Still, they're not into you in the way that they want to commit.
Yeah, I think you're in a good position if the guy is actually communicating that. You know, if there's like no explanation as to why he's so wishy-washy, then I don't know, maybe he's juggling.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he's got a couple shorties on his team, you know, that he's just sharing the love. You know, but I don't know. That's
fucked up. Okay. I agree with this. I think if you're having to question and if you're having to guess, I mean, I think there's a couple things that could be happening. Like, maybe you are somebody that just constantly overthinks every relationship and everything because you are an overthinker. That is a different situation, and that's more like you gotta explore that on your own and figure out how you can stop overthinking. We actually did an episode a few weeks back, and one of the questions was, how do you stop overthinking in a relationship? So if you need tips on that, you can go back to that episode. But I think you shouldn't ever feel like you have to question it. Like, I never have to question whether Lucas loves me, you know? And I think I've never questioned that, except for when we were together and you were like, you know, showing me a little bit, but then like pulling back. And that also told me like you weren't ready, you know? My whole point is, don't ignore your intuition. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Unless I don't have sex with you and then you're like, do you love me?
Well,
like,
sometimes
I feel like you love me, but are you in love with me? Like, literally 2 days after your birthday, where I'm just like, I've been drinking all day, I'm shrooming, and I'm like, babe, I'm just not, I can't right now. 2 days later, I get sometimes I feel like you love me, but you're not in love with me. I'm like, what?
That's because you are somebody that usually never turns me down.
Yeah, so when when I turn you down, you know, I'm like, I am somewhere else on this planet.
I think it keeps things interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's tough, but it's good.
Okay, before we wrap up, if you could give any tips for somebody who is either a woman or a man, doesn't matter, somebody who isn't big in like planning date nights, or maybe people who have kids and they can't go out and do a date night, but they still want to make it special. Like, what are your tips for a last minute date night situation on Valentine's Day?
Do it at home. I mean, do it at home if you need to. Like, if you don't necessarily cook, like, try cooking something, put the kids down, you know, go grab, like, I think almost small, like super tiny gestures go that much further on a Valentine's night.
I agree.
Like, it's as simple as, you know, like running to Target and getting a candle, and maybe, you know, if the kids go down, or maybe just at dinner, like lighting a candle and being like, I wanted to make it just like a little bit more intimate.
Yeah.
You know, I think just like
or
little
like
things like that.
Taking a bath together, or
taking a bath together. It depends how big that tub is. I mean,
we're not talking about us. We have the world's smallest bathtub.
I'm like, yo. I mean, 2 people in an average bathtub is still.
You know, that would actually be my like one of the things that I always fantasize about our dream house and what the bathroom's gonna look like, and it's gonna be a fucking huge tub. And I would love to have a date night situation where we're just like candles and bubble bath, because you know how much I love baths.
Yeah, I get clammy though.
Yeah, you do. He gets so clammy.
10 minutes in, I'm like, all right, I'm good. Bye. But yeah, no, I think just like really tiny gestures are almost more romantic than huge gestures, in my opinion.
And something that I always recommend to people is write the person a letter.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That has always been something. Lucas and I, we're not the biggest holiday people. We're getting better at it, but if there's one thing that we've been good at is we write letters to each other on holidays.
And the shittier the handwriting, the better. Like,
are you talking about me or you?
Show them. I feel like that's a side to people that if they just have some like boofy handwriting, like that's like romantic in itself to be like, hey, I know my handwriting is shit, but I wrote you this letter.
No,
like that's cute.
It is. It's super cute. And I mean, Lucas has so many of my letters that he just like stashes in his wallet.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
It's a great gesture and it's a great thing to look back on. It's a great way to tell somebody that you love them, especially if you're like me. I think one of the reasons I'm a good writer is because I feel like, and it's funny that I have a podcast and I speak, but also I feel like I can articulate myself better through writing. I think I can share my emotions better through writing. I think sometimes my brain moves too fast for my mouth when I'm speaking, so I can't get things out as well. So you might be that way too. If you struggle to like tell your partner how you feel, write it down.
Yeah, write it down. I think a handwritten note is one of the most romantic things you could do for somebody.
Yeah. Also, order takeout, or if you're somebody like cook your partner a meal. Like it can be so simple. Cook them their favorite meal, or
go run to the store and get a bouquet of flowers. Mm-hmm. Go get some flowers.
Well, that's, I think, kind of a must, honestly.
But what if it's not though?
I'm just saying, like, that's the bare minimum. For
okay, let me write that down. let me know. Expecting at least bouquet of flowers. Okay.
Or also too, like, if you did forget about Valentine's Day, let's just put that out there. I think there's nothing wrong with like writing a letter and then scheduling something for like a couple weeks out and being like, hey, I got us this appointment for a couple weeks out. Or
or throw on some fun music on the old Bluetooth speaker and
dance and
ask your lady for a dance.
Yeah.
Just dance in the living room.
Yeah.
That's cute too.
Yeah. Okay, well, that wraps up this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope that you guys have a beautiful Valentine's Day. Again, you can focus on romantic love, but you can also focus on your platonic love and loving yourself. So you're never alone. Just wanting to throw that out there.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. This episode is officially 86'd.
Bye.